Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering episode 3 of Kenobi. And I assure you the reaction is pretty much this one. We are a bit angry. I don't know if I want to call it marketing campaign or PR or whatever. I saw the Instagram video from Moses, the actor that plays Reva, saying, "Oh, I've been receiving threats on my Instagram and such." I believe you got the message you shown. There were like 4 or 5. There were hundreds? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't approve. For the messages of threatening against everybody. It happened during the last trilogy, and nobody likes to have that, man. If you're dumb enough to type these messages and send them, you're an idiot, okay? You're an idiot. But the thing is, I don't think that's genuine. But well, I don't want to get sidetracked with that. I want to get away on other topics, and especially the plot of this episode, because we have a lot to chew on. Okay, so first we see Obi-Wan trying to meditate in the transport on the way to this world, California world. He can't concentrate. He can't call on Qui-Gon anymore. He's not in connection with the Force as he used to be. So what happens? His mind dwells back into Vader. And that's why we might have one of the best shots in the whole series so far. That is Vader in his pure terrifying glory getting set up. We saw a little bit at the end of episode 3 in the movies, but this is the real deal. This is Vader just getting put together like a machine. You see how dehumanized he is. And sorry, it's my allergies kicking out. Anyway, I hope you don't notice too much in the voice. And Vader is being terrifying because it's more machine than man at this point, and we will see how much dehumanized he's become later on in the episode. Stay put. They discuss a bit of philosophy and such. They arrive in California world, which is called Maputo. Macuto is it's a backpack in Spanish, so okay, makes sense. And suddenly, for a second, Obi goes blind and he thinks he sees Anakin for a second. Like, not Vader, but just the Anakin he remembers. The Force is playing tricks on this man already. But we'll see. We'll see how they go. They are to go to a rendezvous with a sort of resistance of the coordinates that was given to him by the fake Jedi who aided them in the escape. So we will see where this leads. In the meantime, we switch to the Inquisitor world, which is newer, and the Grand Inquisitor is not there. I mean, and it seems pretty definitive. They killed him off. So wow. Honestly, I'm a little concerned about the canon of the series, because if we've retconned the whole Rebels and the Grand Inquisitor being there, what the hell is Disney playing at? I mean, I know this is Deborah Chow, but sincerely, I don't know what's going on here. And then this episode is also directed by her, which has its up and downs. I mean, the first 2 episodes had a lot of cohesion, and I like that very much about that. But this seems to be put together in a pretty weird way. The visuals are spectacular, both in Maputo, here in Noor. Everything is very, very spectacular, I'd say. But we'll come on to that. So, okay, we switch back to Maputo. It's a lot of back and forth in this, but basically what the Inquisitors do, they send probes to the three worlds that basically they think they are in, and one of them is going to be coming to Maputo. So Leia and Obi-Wan, they make it to the rendezvous, but nobody's there. So they say, let's catch a ride to the spaceport, and they get picked up by this alien that looks a bit like Zoidberg from Futurama. But he's secretly a Trump supporter because he rats them out. At some point, they pick up some stormtroopers. Nothing happens, stuff like that. You think they're safe for the time being, and suddenly they reach a checkpoint, and the alien is the one that betrays them there. The probe appears and scans Obi-Wan, so he grabs the blaster and shoots it down. And I'm surprised at this point. There's a little bit of inconsistency because on the second episode he was a very poor shot, Obi-Wan, and suddenly he can dispatch a whole platoon of these troopers without even recurring to his lightsaber. So I don't know. It's kind of a crazy thing. But well, eventually another transport comes right after the checkpoints. Stormtroopers and an officer played by Indira Varma. You might remember her from Game of Thrones. At least is my case. She kills the stormtroopers. And Indira Varma, I finally like that she's playing a character that is somewhat likable, because she's one of the good guys. Okay, nobody was a good guy in Game of Thrones and such, but the Dorne, if you remember, the Dorne plot was particularly obnoxious. So good for her, to be playing a hero for the resistance or whatever is set up. Honestly, we don't yet know how far the resistance is created 10 years after the instauration of the empire, right? So far, that's why this period of time is very interesting to explore, and I think in that aspect, the Disney shows are doing a relatively good job. Probably we'll see more of that during Andor, but we'll see, because that is further in time, closer to the original trilogy. Anyway, this captain, Indira Varma, leads Obi and Leia to a sort of safe house where other Jedi have been, and in the scripts, Obi-Wan realizes that a friend of theirs, Quinlan Vos, another Jedi, has been there. It's the first mention in live action that we have this character, and honestly is one of the most interesting characters in the expanded universe, considering the Clone Wars and such. He was in the animated show, but if we see him in this show, it's gonna be good. But maybe later, we don't know yet. So basically, since the attack on the at the checkpoint and everything, the Imperials know Obi-Wan and Leia are in this world, and there's the bit of squabbling between the Inquisitors and such, and Reva has a short conversation with Vader. The voice of James Earl Jones is iconic as usual. I mean, magnificent. I have nothing to say against that, honestly. But her character is absolutely wooden. Her character is unlikable. You cannot keep introducing her as an antagonist a la Krennic in Rogue One, okay? I mean, he stood against Tarkin because it was his achievement, not yours. But this is just she's unlikable. She's unlikable. She doesn't have a soul. She's playing a character whose sole personality trait is being angry all of the time. That's not cool. That's really not cool. Anyway, I think it's a wasted narrative, wasted footage time. Honestly, I would have preferred interaction and banter between two of the other existing Inquisitors instead of introducing the lesser of these characters. But call me stupid, call me racist, whatever you want. But that's how I think. Basically, Vader is going to show up in Maputo, followed by this third sister and the fifth sister, the guy who's also supposed to be next in line after the Grand Inquisitor, who's supposedly dead now, which I'm very at odds against, as I've said. And he is going to be a ruthless Vader in Maputo, because he knows Obi-Wan is hiding in the settlement. He's just going to grab people from their houses, breaking their necks with the Force and all kind of crap. Vader is at the peak of his power, and he's fueled by hate, he's fueled by the dark side, he's fully in touch with the Force. Obi-Wan hasn't even opened his lightsaber to fight. He's not in touch with the Force. He's not, because I think it was Stephanie who said that the Force is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it atrophies. You're not going to be as proficient, as good. And is also, that is also reflected in the fighting, because we're going to see Obi-Wan running from Darth Vader at every opportunity. He doesn't want to fight him because he knows he couldn't hold a candle against him. He's going to realize that either he gets in touch with the Force again, by the end of the episode he's going to realize that, or he's going to get massacred next time he sees him. So, that's the point. That's the point. Eventually, Vader catches up to him. He ambushes him in these mines in Maputo, and he blows like something up, so creating a fire in the ground, and he drags him with the Force in there to make him suffer like he suffered on Mustafar, right? And I have to commend Obi-Wan for having the best sunscreen ever on his face. His shoulder and such gets like burnt up and everything, but not his face. It's curious. Great sunscreen, Obi-Wan. Great sunscreen. But, and here comes the Hollywood part of the show, there's always a conveniently placed canister of explodium to facilitate the hero's escape. And that's it. That's it. Basically, big explosion. His boots are fireproof, but he just doesn't want to go. Vader doesn't want to go through fire again in his life. The captain, Indira Varma's character, manages to kind of distract the guards and that are reaching out to Vader to catch Obi-Wan alive, but nope. I mean, she just distracts. She kills one, and that's it. We don't see more of her because it's the final seconds of the episode at this point. And the last scene switch is Leia running through from this tunnel from the safe house to the spaceport. But the evil Reva has all figured it out by herself. She's figured out the safe house, which nobody told her about. She's figured out the secret mechanism to the tunnels. She's figured out a path to get quicker there, faster than Leia, without being detected. So it must have been a series of tunnels that we never get mentioned. We thought it was one straightforward place, but no, apparently no. And the episode, and I hate when they do that, the episode ends on a cliffhanger, and third sister gets a hold of Leia. So fourth episode is gonna be a confrontation. Probably Obi-Wan will have to be lured in to wherever Reva will be keeping Leia as bait, as originally planned, apparently. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But honestly, I hate when they do that on a cliffhanger. Firstly, it's a bit hastily written. First, the Deus Ex Machina after Deus Ex Machina after Deus Ex Machina of Reva being the coolest ever. See why people hate her? See why dumb Knuckles would be threatening her? That's not justifiable, again. But because some people, they're so dumb they don't make the difference. I make the difference between the character and the actress. And the character is written poorly. Poorly. And if you keep pulling Deus Ex Machinas to show just how cool she is, we're not getting anywhere. Okay? That's the thing. And secondly, ending the episode in a cliffhanger. That's what I really hated about it. Anyways, that's my review for today. Please like this video, subscribe if you want to, and want to keep in touch. And you can find me on Twitter, also by the handle Mickey Rooney. I'll be seeing you later.